my god, someone contact Strider. What the fuck?
Hundreds of unique glitches have been discovered in Paper Mario, but this one is my absolute favorite. It was discovered this year by Glower and Rain, then further developed by Bonecrusher and I. There are a few videos already covering this, but now that we better understand the glitch, it's time for an update. First off, the effects of the background swap glitch are different depending on the release. Using the Nintendo 64 will result in the craziness Glower witnessed on the stream highlight, but today we're gonna stick with the Wii and Wii U VC. I'm gonna warn you guys right now, this is a pretty difficult trick, although conceptually speaking, it's not that hard to grasp. We're gonna pause the frame before Mario touches a Star Spirit card. When the start menu is active, you may notice a lower quality image of the frame become saved as a temporary background. This sequence occurs during the lag frames following a pause input before the menu appears. You might have also realized some objects are not immediately paused. In the first 30th of a second during the lag frames, the Star Spirit card moves slightly, and both that and Mario's hitbox are still active. If we position Mario, consider the card's location relative to the ground, and time the pause input accurately, the current background is saved, but the start menu gets cancelled when the cutscene loads us into another sequence. Unlike most glitches, this persists between rooms, creating entirely new settings. But before we move on to the fun stuff, there's yet another condition to explain. The background swap glitch only works if performed immediately after defeating a boss. That means no leaving the room and saving before trying the trick. The boss must be downed on the same attempt. Why this occurs is not completely understood, but most of us believe it has something to do with the card spawn cutscene influencing its hitbox, which resets upon reloading the area. Additionally, none of us have managed to perform the glitch on the Chapter 4 or Chapter 5 cards. Perhaps it's due to the card's height being invalid in these two scenarios, but the closest I've gotten is pausing on the same frame as touching the card. Unfortunately, this ends up crashing the game. Not too long ago, we talked about the soothing wave sound effect crash, and the pause crash in Chapter 5 is sorta similar. Instead of waves, the lava bubbling audio loops, but the reset button still doesn't work. With that being said, Chapter 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7 have been confirmed possible across all releases. The snowy background from 7 creates a nighttime theme that looks pretty cool just about everywhere. Whether it be while walking through Shiver Mountain, Shiver City, Toad Town, or even Dry Desert, it becomes an idiosyncratic experience. Some areas look completely different, and I've actually learned a lot about the game due to this glitch. As an example, in Crystal Palace, the floors with reflection combine transparency with the background to create a glossy effect. Strangely, entering a dark room results in a graphical glitch near the top of the screen. This also remains between areas and seems to cause a few depth issues. Even more inexplicably, an entirely different background can be obtained by entering Merlin's house. While opening this door, the background slowly transitions, saving the current image. I have tested every single door in the game, and this is the single instance which influences the glitch. Interestingly, it's also the only house with a spinning roof, and the background appears to transition at around the same speed it rotates. Arguably, the greatest byproduct of background swapping occurs when combined with glitches that unload objects. In Yoshi's Village, performing a Lakilester teleport clip from inside the Toad House removes the save block, spring, pipe, and a few trees in this room. They are temporarily disabled to preserve memory while off screen and re-enabled upon leaving, but that's only if you use the door. Clipping out means we can jump atop the invisible raven tree, and it looks like we made our very own scene. Clipping into the warehouse and falling down the chimney to Herringway's house has a weird side effect, where everything becomes dark. Well, with the background swap glitch, this happens instead. Just like that, it looks as though we brought Herringway from Chapter 7 to Chapter 1. Now let's talk about the limitations. The glitch itself is quite versatile, only returning to normal after unpausing or resetting the console. It's one of the few glitches that remains active during battles, the game over screen, and lastly, the title screen. So yeah, it's possible to bring this glitch to other save files or even start an entirely new game. As I said earlier, the Nintendo 64 vastly differs, but I will say this much. Painting in Paper Mario Color Splash? Technically not a new idea. I'll have to cover that in a future video, so if you'd like, consider subscribing and keeping up to date through my social media. Also remember guys, I'm not the only one behind these glitch discoveries, so please check out some other contributors including Glower, Rain, Bone Crusher, and more. I'd like to give a formal shout out to the Sneaky Spy for creating my amazing intro, outro, and t-shirt design. The dude's crazy awesome and deserves a lot more attention. Everything can be found in the video description, and thank you guys for watching.